Good evening, Harlan Huskies. Welcome to my home away from home. I'm up here for the next for 27 hours straight because of how awesome you guys did with our Kids Heart Challenge and American Heart Association. Big thanks to Mr. Price for putting this all together and making so you guys raised over $26,000. That's also a big thanks to our community and all of our parents helped to volunteer and get that organized. So again, big thanks to you, and I'll be up here until about 1 o'clock tomorrow. But let me have you take a closer look at where I'm staying tonight. So over here, you can see this is kind of all the stuff I had to bring it up in. I got my laptop right here. Got my big camping backpack bag. Helps me store all my tent and my sleeping bag and pillow boxes with different random stuff, some bubbles that we were playing with earlier. That on top, that little tan thing, that's what I like to call my adventure hat. And this is quite the adventure, so I thought I'd bring my adventure hat. It also kept me a lot cooler today when the sun came out. Over here is my little house, my tent. And you can see inside I've got my sleeping bag, my pillow, and a nice air pad because it's kind of a hard topped roof, which is important. Keeps us dry while we're at school, right? And then over here I've got my chair I'm sitting in and some friends here at Harlan. Got my fireplace, my husky, my lantern. And some Harlan Husky friends came up and brought me a little snack, so I'm going to be enjoying that snack later on, nice some more. But I know while we're all here, we are here to have a bedtime story. So today I'm going to read you The Bear Ate Your Sandwich. Now I picked this book for two reasons. One, second to elephants, bears are my favorite animals, and my absolute favorite food is a sandwich. It's the perfect meal. So I'm going to hand this over to Mrs. Agius to help me record. So, the bear ate your sandwich. The bear ate your sandwich. By now, I think you know what happened to your sandwich, but you may not know how it happened. So let me tell you, it all started with the bear. The morning air was warm and bright when the bear stepped out of his den. He stretched and sniffed. The scent of ripe berries drifted toward him and led to a wonderful discovery. After a berry feast, the bear curled up in the sunlight and listened to the buzzing of the bees. Before long, he was asleep. Looks pretty comfortable. By the time the bear opened his eyes, the buzzing had become a rumbling. He was being quickly swept along like a leaf in a great river. The forest disappeared in the distance, and high cliffs rose up around him. Once the rumbling stopped, the bear found himself in a new forest. It was like nothing he'd ever seen before. This forest had many great climbing spots. The trees were still itchy here. There were good bark for scratching, and the mud squished nicely under his feet.
Just checking. How you doing? You need anything?
There were many interesting smells in this forest, but some of the tastiest ones had already been found. Leafy green smells led the bear to new fun, and that is when he saw it. There it was, your beautiful and delicious sandwich, all alone. He waited to make sure no one saw him, not even the sandwich, before he made his move. It was such a great sandwich. The bear loved it. But just as he was almost finished, he heard sniff, snuffle, slobber, snort behind him. Wonder what it is. He had been seen. The bear was so surprised that he ran out of the park and down the street until he spotted a very tall tree. From the top of the tree, the bear could see his forest. It was time to go home. The waves rocked the bear and he began to doze. When he opened his eyes, he heard the breeze in familiar branches and the birds and bugs' evening song. Well, the bear made it home just fine. So, that's what happened to your sandwich. The bear ate it. I saw it all. I tried to save your sandwich. I was able to save this little bit of lettuce here. The bear dropped it as it ran off, but I couldn't save the rest. I'm sorry to have to tell you about your sandwich this way, but now you know. What? Ruff, 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 ruff. Oh, I don't know. I'm not too sure it was the bear that ate the sandwich. So, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed this bedtime story, and I will see you all bright and early on the rooftop, waving you good morning as you get dropped off and come in on the bus. Have a good night, boys and girls.